Today, I'm going to show you how to install a Flagstone walkway in 3, 2, 1.
La vida es un carrusel, 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 carrusel. La vida es un carrusel, carrusel.
Que se mueva para tener todo el driveway limpio.
La grava la aviento entonces allá arriba.
Más parquense ahí ya. So we're in a real tight neighborhood here. This is like a retirement community. And it's just really tight, especially with these big trucks and trailers and machines and material. So we asked the client nicely if maybe they can move the cars out of the driveway so that we can store. See, like right here, we have a lot of room that we can store materials in. So they're moving the car out. We're gonna rearrange all of this so that we don't have to be running back and forth to the trucks to get all this material out of here. Go. Ah. The only thing I would fix is this. I don't like how this looks. Just make it same. Yeah. Flush. So a nivel de este,
Como con bajada,
una
porque
bajita.
la piedra está así, la piedra como
de-
quiera, para que corra más.
Yeah. Hay suficiente altura. Lo trae todo el...
Doble, güey. Sí, güey.
Yeah.
Ay, güey.
So I've talked about this on other videos, Instagram videos mostly, is about using spray can. This is like $5, I think. And all you do with it is this. That tells the guys that this is trash. Easy way for the guys to know that even if I'm not here, and to avoid them calling me or not being able to reach me, they know if it's marked, it's trash, it's being dumped. So we're cleaning this whole area, and right here, as you can see, they're already getting going on the Flagstone walkway. This is a really easy installation and basic, so it's a perfect way to explain all the steps to it. And since we're trying to do it in a hurry, because of course if it's not in a hurry it's not fun, we'll explain all the steps to it as they progress.
El hilo, ya nos vamos corriendo todo. Nos tiramos la línea y ya tiramos. Ahí está, al lado.
So what the guys have done here is that they already excavated the area, or most of it, and you see the string line. So we set our elevations. Now your elevations are always going to be different depending on what you're trying to accomplish. For example, here what we're trying to do is keep the same elevation as the pavers from one side to the other side, because they have pavers in the front and in the back. So we want to make sure that our flagstone does not go past this elevation. So of course we're going to take this elevation and base our walkway off of that. Now there is a bit of a fall. So for example, that side is a little bit higher, or let's say it's the same elevation as that. This one's going to be a little bit lower, not on here exactly, but once you come out 3-4 feet, it'll drop down. And the reason is for when they start getting water or rain or sprinklers going off, the water is able to come off of the walkway and not pool inside of the flagstone. So they already set their elevations, and this elevation, there should be about 5 to 6 inches from the string to the top of this grade. And the way that works is that, let's say there's 6 inches, there's going to be 4 inches of base rock compacted at every 1 inch lifts, and then you have 2 inches left. The flagstone that we have is about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and that leaves us just enough space for us to use dry concrete mix to level the flagstone. Now, what you use to level your flagstone doesn't really matter. We personally like using dry concrete mix because I feel like it's just more stable. When you use it, it's like sand. Of course, there's a small aggregate in there to give it strength, but it's very easy to level. And then at the end of the day, when we're done leveling the flagstone, we spray it down with water. We come back the next day to install the mortar within the joints, and that concrete is dry and cured and solid as a rock. Some people use DG, and I've used DG in the past. You use decomposed granite to level the flagstone, but decomposed granite doesn't really hold its structure. So we've had cases where we level it with decomposed granite, and then the flagstones kind of shift back and forth a little bit. Maybe user error, I don't know. Maybe some people say you're just not doing it right, and that may be the case, but I believe that there's more than one way to skin a cat. So we're gonna come in here after the base is compacted, spread some concrete mix, and the guys will start leveling the flagstone. Alright guys, so the guys already are installing the base. I hope you can hear me. The guys are installing the base now, and they're gonna install approximately about 4 inches of base. We're gonna compact it. Because it's a little wet, it's gonna compact super nice. So something really important that I want to show is that after it's been compacted, when they first spread the gravel was way up here. It was about max 1 inch from the string line. After compacting, look how much it dropped, especially because it's wet and it's very loose. It dropped almost like 2 inches. So After they compact this time, they come back with a final compact with more aggregate, of course. So next time, or the next layer that they install would be all the way, same thing, up to about half an inch. Once they compact it, it'll leave us the 2 inches or so that that we require. But it does come down. See if I can get down there. It does come down significantly. I just left the job site. I got to go pick up 6 yards of bull rock. One of the guys went and picked up lunch for the rest of the guys, so that's taken care of. I got to go pick up the material, and I'll probably get some lunch here soon too. All morning has just been non-stop. And typically it is non-stop. We're always not in a rush or in a hurry, but we're always moving because we want to get stuff done fast so we can move on to the next project. We got probably too many guys, or what would be considered too many guys on a job site. But if you're able to organize it, if you're able to set it up to where nobody's tripping over each other, especially in these projects that it's a very small and tight area, they're bumping into each other. There's only one gate, but we took off a panel, and so they're not tripping over each other. Multiple parts of the project can be done at the same time, simultaneously. Oh, I said that weird. Multiple parts of the project can be done simultaneous.
M-U-T-E-L-L-A.
What's the word?
Peanut.
I can't talk. At the same time. We are back at the project. Picked up the 6 yards of bull rock. Some people might call it river rock, just depending what area you live in. But I'm interested in y'all telling me what y'all call this type of rock, or if y'all have this type of rock where you live at. Down south it's very common. We just call it bull rock. So this bull rock is gonna go in pretty quickly. The guys, let's check up on them and see what they're doing. Yeah, they definitely got it going on. See, so you see how they're using this concrete to level the flagstone? It's very easy to level it on this. And I can guarantee you that if you check them, there's no shifting, because it's almost like, it's like dust. It's like almost, if I had a word, like, you know, I mean, you've touched dry concrete before, but the cement itself, it's like baby powder. So when you set these stones in place, they don't move, they don't shift. If you do it on decomposed granite is more of this material, more granular, and it takes more time. And if you don't set them right, if you press on the corners, they start shifting. But with concrete mix, they don't move. You can step on them, there's no shifting whatsoever. The hard part of this is just chipping them to where they fit nicely. We want to have a consistent 1 to 2 inch gap all the way around, and so they use this special hammer that has a flathead, or the hammer side, and then like a flathead on the back. They could chip little pieces off of the flagstone with. Now, I also want to bring something up, but if I were to ask you, take a look at this walkway. Let me step back some more. Take a look at this walkway from here on. What's wrong with this? What do you see that's odd? What do you see that catches your eye right off the bat? Only some of y'all are gonna get it. And the only ones that get it are the ones that have that real good attention to detail, because the details matter. And if you don't see it, it's just because you don't have an eye for it. You haven't experienced it enough, and you just don't do it enough to see that does not look good or that could look better. And I'm gonna show you. You see this section right here? See how that looks like a straight line of the same size stone? Look at this side here. This looks really good because this has a bunch of different sizes. It doesn't look consistent, and I guess consistent most of the time is a good thing. In this case, you don't want consistency. You don't want to have consistent patterns. You don't want to have the same size flagstone all in a line. Why? Because that looks odd. That almost looks like an add-on compared to this. Look at this. That looks nice. That looks like an add-on. So again, maybe I'm going crazy, but that right there bothers me. When I look at this is the first thing I see is this straight line. This line down all the way down here. And I looked at it and I told my guys, hey, you know what? I don't like how this looks. Why don't we add a piece to break that pattern? And they say, yeah, you're right. You know, not saying that the guys don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, but sometimes you miss something. Sometimes you make a mistake, and it takes another person coming from the outside in to tell you, hey, I don't like that. That could look better. And it happens to me all the time. I'm doing something one way, and I have somebody else come in and say, hey, you could be doing it this way. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. But again, just looking at that, as soon as I walked in, I started checking on the project. I told the guys, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So they said, okay, once we're done with this, we're gonna add a big piece there to break that pattern. And if you walk the entire walkway, that's the only mistake they made, because all of it looks great. It's not consistent, which is what we want, not consistency, or for something not to look consistent all the way through. No patterns, it looks natural. So I thought I'd bring that up in case you're ever on a project. That attention to detail really makes or breaks your project. It's getting loud, but that's what takes your project from looking good to great, and what separates the amateurs from the professionals. Also, these on a hot day, you guys are gonna be very happy if you bring these. So this is what I was talking about earlier. You see how he's washing the flagstone? He's doing that for two reasons. Reason one is because you got to wash the flagstone. It's really dirty, you know, so he's taking all that kind of thick mud off of it, or thick dust off of the flagstone, so that way when it is time to put the grout or the mortar in, it doesn't, that dirty or mud dust that's on the flagstone doesn't get onto the mortar and ruin the color. The second reason is that because we want to wet the concrete that we used to set the flagstones in place. So remember how we talked about this dry mix concrete? So by him cleaning the flagstone, serving two purposes, two birds with one stone, as they say, cleaning the flagstone and wetting the concrete. So tomorrow, that when we arrive here to start filling the joints with mortar, the flagstone is one, clean, and two, the concrete is dry, so it's sturdy, it's stable, it's not going to move anywhere.
A las tortas ahí,
I mean, very similar. I don't know if there's Now there's the bag that we use. Yours might be called something different, but it's just cement. It's colored cement. And we mix it with masonry sand. When we mix it with masonry sand, we typically, one bag uses about 19 shovels of masonry sand. We like to do more like 14 shovels, because then you get a little bit more cement in the joints and the color is a little bit darker. It's more rich, as we like to call it. So the color is more brown, and as you can see, it matches the Flagstone, literally identical. Now, this looks ugly right now, but what happens is that the guys spread it on top. We let it dry for 30 to an hour 30, depending on the weather. Like right now, it's very shady, so it's probably going to take longer to dry, maybe about an hour to an hour 30 minutes. As it's drying, we're constantly checking it, and then we come back with a sponge, and the guys start cleaning literally every single Flagstone. So that's what takes the longest. They start at one side and they start cleaning with a sponge, washing the sponge, cleaning with a clean sponge, washing the sponge over and over again until they clean the entire Flagstone. All right, guys, I was out and about today running a couple errands, and I had my guys here just finishing this up. And now I got here with the plants that they got to plant, which is only like 15 of them, not too difficult. But I want to show you this Flagstone walkway. So they pretty much finished it up. It looks really good. Now, before y'all say anything, yes, it looks a little dirty, but not to worry, because we have to let this dry overnight or 24 hours. We'll come back tomorrow morning and acid wash it. So we mix muriatic acid with water. We spread the acid and then we brush it with a broom. And that's gonna get rid of all these little kind of dust of cement off of the Flagstone, and as well just clean it up, because right now it looks a little dirty. But once we clean it up with the acid, it'll look like $1,000,000. All right, guys, we are done with the Flagstone walkway, as well with all the landscaping. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to record the acid wash because I was out of town when they did it. But I'll explain to you. It's not too complicated. But as you can see, the Flagstone looks super clean. In the last clip where the guys were washing it, you could see that it was much dirtier. And now, look at that. And the color of the grout is also super nice. It's like a dark, or not dark, but really nice, clean tan that complements very well with the Flagstone. Oftentimes you see people use like gray or white. It does not look good. You have to use, in my opinion, the same color of the Flagstone. But all they did when I was out of town is acid wash it. So the way you acid wash is you get muriatic acid, which is what they use for pools, and you mix it. And there's instructions on the side of the muriatic acid that you can use. But I think we use a gallon of it per 5 gallons. So we use it pretty strong because we want to remove all this concrete, or not the concrete, but we want to remove all the cement off of the top of the Flagstone. So we use it pretty aggressively. I believe it's a gallon of it per 5 gallons of water. We spread the acid water, and we brush it and we wash it off, and that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. It's not too complicated. After you do that, you're done. Now, sometimes it requires a couple washes, and you may want to come back another day and just check it. And if you need some more wash, then you go ahead and wash it. So for example, I'll show you. See right here, there's still a little bit of concrete on top. You honestly can't tell. It looks part of the Flagstone, so that's why I'm not too worried about it. But there's going to be areas where it doesn't look good and you want to come back and do another acid wash. But overall, it looks great, and we're done. We also did, of course, all the bull rock, the plants. We did some irrigation work. and it looks great. Anyways, that was pretty much the project. Again, this was very simple, not too complicated, and I hope I did a good job at explaining how to install a Flagstone walkway. I hope that I showed all the steps correctly and to where it's easy to understand. I'm gonna get out of here because I don't know if you can tell in the video, it's sunny and then it's cloudy and it's raining. Literally, I'm getting fat drops of water on me. I also want to thank y'all for watching, guys. This means a lot to me, and this is a start of a channel that I think is going to grow significantly because we are going to be teaching you how to, of course, install this material and run these projects. But not only that, we're also going to teach you the back end on projects and the back end on business. So stay tuned, guys. I have a lot of content coming. I will be uploading every single Saturday until we blow up, because that is the goal. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next Saturday. Peace.
La vida es un carrusel.